Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree.
Music has a profound impact on our brains, which has been ingrained into our evolutionary development. Music has the power to provoke changes within our behavior and movement. It has the ability to take us back to a specific moment in time. It stimulates our memory and motor skills, and it allows us to connect with the people around us.
Blue as can be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
What kind of physical benefits have you seen come from music and art therapy?
Well, physical benefits on the geriatric rehab unit at the hospital. When you're using music therapy, you're really motivating people to use their limbs, take a shaker, shake, stomp their feet, clap their hands. So for people who might have broken bones or suffering from stroke, these movements are actually quite integral. That they seem very small and little, but it's actually a really great form of therapy. People like taking in deep breaths and expelling that. It's really good for your lungs, your air capacity, your blood flow, your heart rate. So when you're doing this music therapy, you're really like pumping people up and you're getting them excited, and there's positive blood flow, and yeah. So you see people mend, like you just see people when they do the therapy constantly, you see that that they get better, and that they're able to do their other interventions as well, whether it be physio or whether it be working with rec therapy or OT. It's just a great addition to the path towards healing.
I think about physical benefits. I'm thinking about things like range of motion and things like keeping, mobility levels, maintaining or perhaps improving, but at least maintaining mobility levels. And when you have motivation, that's huge. So if you can structure something that's interesting, that's supportive, that's safe, and is facilitated effectively, it really helps people to get up there and move around a little bit. If it's a dance program, if it's working with clay, to keep that fine motor movement, to keep your fingers exercised along with your mind. So motivation, because you're working with things that interest them, and it helps a lot.
Read somewhere that when we hit the drum with our palms, the your body, the circulation is faster and better. In Africa, that's what they say, that when they drum, it's for health reasons also. So I think you're right. Let's drum our troubles away. Okay?
And when you do these things, there's just this positive physical reaction that's going on in your brain. Like, I can't speak to the science on point right now, but it would just be like, you know, dopamine being pumped out of your brain whenever you're, you know, singing a song and really having fun, or beating a drum, whenever you're like in sync with somebody, you know, those things are pumping out some positive stuff in your brain. So it's just, it seems to be all connected. It's kind of like it's such a great motivator for physical and psychological issues.
Ready? Sing with me.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. And precious thing that brings appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I've already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
Because a lot of that depression and social isolation, there's ways that can be alleviated in other ways besides pills. Sometimes medication is what's needed, but
Yeah,
there
for
are
sure.
other modalities, definitely. I think there have been studies in some nursing homes and some larger centers where they have done just that. They've been able to work with the funding and increase certain departments. I have a little bias towards recreation department. And then did some follow-up and did actually see medication reductions. It wasn't necessary. They did med reviews and they were able to reduce
Yeah.
medications.
So if someone, you know, can't speak, verbalize because of their stroke, because of some kind of lesion on their brain, but they can sing. And I don't know the science behind that yet either. All I know is just music compartmentalizes itself all around the brain. But it's pretty sweet when you take a man or woman who hasn't said anything for a really long time, and you're able to use music and they can vocalize. So, you know, you go up to them and you go, "You are my," and they say sunshine. And you're like, but they can't, you know, take the music away and they can't formulate sentences, or maybe they just can't formulate coherent sentences. There's something about the musical information that they can sing whole songs sometimes, and that in its own is great because they get to use that part of their body again, and they get to work those muscles, and then that helps family members cope with what's going on with their loved one, you know, if it's dementia or Alzheimer's. It's the music that makes them normal again. And, you know.
Now show me the way to go. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago when it's gone in my head. No matter where I roam, on land or sea or foam, you'll always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. Big long. Show me the way to go home. Oh, that was awesome.
Yay!
Church, sing.
Get her to the church.
Not yet. No, we need more practices, right?
Not
Not yet.
yet.
No, we're not ready yet. You've got a good laugh.
I know.
That's a good laugh you have.
Bye.